do something a little bit different today, and I want to make a video and talk to you about some of the reasons, some of the things that hold us back from growing and reaching our goals. So often we find ourselves, or at least I found myself, chasing the next technique or chasing the next strategy or way to build and grow. And a lot of the times it's us holding us back from our own growth. So I want to open up the curtains and share my story with you. I launched Blog Ambitions, now christyl.com, but I launched it as Blog Ambitions in 2014. By 2015, the blog business was booming and doing amazing. I had figured out Pinterest and invested all of my time and effort in understanding this platform as a search engine and as a growth generator. By the spring of 2015, I was generating over $3,000 a month from Pinterest alone, and this was only working 10 hours a week, 10 to 15 hours a week. I had clients, I had multiple projects. Things seemed to be great. And so I started writing a Pinterest ebook, which I was really excited about. And at that time, in early 2015, there wasn't a lot of information about using Pinterest. And I knew that I had valuable information to share with people. So I was working on this Pinterest ebook. And if you followed me for a while, you know that I don't have a Pinterest ebook. I never launched it. I never finished it and sold it. Today I want to share with you the things that held me back and what I'm doing differently now. So the first thing was that I was doing too much at once. I was writing a Pinterest ebook. I was pre-selling it because that's what everyone says to do. I was pre-selling it by marketing and getting people to sign up for my email list. I was doing client work, doing Blogger to WordPress migrations. And then I was also running an experiment called the New Blogger Experiment, which is where I helped Carissa start and build and grow physicalkitchenist.com. In conjunction with this, I was also putting together a Start a Blog email course. And it was going to be a free course, and it was going to kind of walk people through the same steps that I was walking Carissa through, and it was going to be about starting your blog. And then it was going to lead to a product of a year of growth. My original plan with the new blog project was to give Carissa weekly or monthly assignments and things that she could try and do to grow her blog. Oh, and I forgot to mention I was also very pregnant. So in this time frame from April to August of 2015, I was doing all of that with my baby due at the end of August. And that's also when I was on target to launch my Pinterest ebook, which was called Pinning for Traffic. It had a great landing page too. But so that was my first mistake. My first mistake was doing too much at once. I was blogging, I had client works, I was working on too many different projects, the e-course, coaching Carissa, building her site, and writing this Pinterest ebook. The second thing that was my downfall was letting my competition influence my feelings and the things that I did. I would see other bloggers doing other things and feel like I needed to be doing that too, which then added to that doing too many things. Or I would get down on myself and sad. So I remember when Erica from Olivia.co, she published this really great article on Pinterest tips. And I remember messaging her and saying, well, I was writing an ebook, but now I don't need to because you just wrote this post and it's great. She's a sweetheart and wrote me back and said something about, well, an ebook is still very valuable, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't listen to that. I was just defeated in that moment. Oh, she already did it and there's no point in me. Which I just laugh at now because in 2015, there wasn't a lot of competition out there but there is now. But back then, it just defeated me. Every little thing, when someone did something that I wanted to do, it defeated and crushed me. I let their success crush me. And that was so wrong. And then the third big thing that held me back was being obsessed over perfection. I really just wanted every little detail to be perfect. It had to be the best of the best. And I kept going at it, trying to get it to be that best of the best of the best. And I remember, so I finished the email course, right? I had all of the different days and it was done, and I sent it to my husband to read through it. And he didn't like it. Or I don't even remember. But there was something he didn't like or something he suggested that I do differently. And I, again, was crushed and mad because this was something perfect and I thought it was perfect and now it's not perfect and I have to do more work. And I didn't publish it. I didn't launch that email course either. And I should have. I should have just launched it. So what happened is I crashed and burned and fell hard. I wrote this blog post that I never published, and I sent it to my husband, and it was kind of my way of, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. Nothing's working. Nothing's getting done, and I'm not reaching my goals. And I just quit cold turkey. And I was on Facebook and on social media, but I wasn't doing anything to grow my blog. Coming back was hard. It was hard getting back into the swing of things, and it wasn't picking up to where it was originally. And I had to do a lot of learning and self-growth to make something work and to get it going again. So here's what I am doing now, differently than then, to help grow my business and also maintain my sanity. And the first thing is I am only working on one project at a time, one thing at a time. Earlier this year, I launched my course, Start and Shine. It's a course for beginning bloggers, and it kind of builds on that same thing that I started a long time ago. But instead of an email course, it is a full-on video course. I did start a blog only for several months. I got the emails ready, the freebies ready, the blog posts. Everything was just about starting this blog. And I committed to not taking on any new projects until I was done with this. And sometimes this meant saying no to things. I said no to podcast interviews and other cool opportunities because I had a goal in mind and I was committed to finishing it. And I did. And I've never been so proud of myself. And I knew that even if it didn't sell, I was okay with it because I knew that if it didn't sell, I was okay. I was okay if it didn't ever sell because I was so proud of myself for finishing something and launching it to the world. So that's my first thing, is I focus on just one thing. Something that's really helped me do this is the 12-week work year. I read that book and it's helped me figure out my projects and set goals and just focus on what I want to get done. The second thing is that I have built walls to not let my competition bother me. Sure, yes. Every time I still cry a little bit when I see competition do other things, and sometimes it gets under my skin, but I've chosen not to let it affect going forward. So, yeah, there are now currently 1 billion Pinterest courses out there. There are tons of other bloggers doing startup blogging stuff, but I know that my perspective is unique, and I know that I also have information I can share with people and ways that I can help people. And I also try and focus on being proud of my competition and being their friends. We are friends, we're all in this together, and there's room for all of us. And last, I try not to fret too much about perfection. Yes, I want things to be nice, but done is better than perfect. And take this for someone who knows very clearly that done is better than perfect, because I was waiting for perfection and it never came. And I could have just launched it and it could have gotten better and grown over time. I could have improved it over time and it could have become even better. But instead, it just sat as this idea that never got finished. It was hard for me to get to this point. I read a lot of books. So I told you already about the 12-week work year that kind of helps me structure my days and plans. I read The Power of Habit to kind of change my mentality. And then I read Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule. That book has given me the courage to just take action and reach for my goals, to really work for them. So I'd recommend checking out that book as well. Another thing that I'm doing differently now is I'm making sacrifices and investing in myself. I wake up earlier than I want to, so I have more working hours. Sometimes I skip my browsing or downtime so that I can work or so that I can sleep, so that I can then wake up earlier. I'm investing in myself in tools or people to help me when I can't do it all, because I can't do it all. And so sometimes you have to spend money, and that's something I didn't ever do before, but I am doing now. So here's my big announcement. All of those things have allowed me to finally finish my Pinterest course. It's not an ebook this time, and it's not called Pinning for Traffic, but it is almost done. and I'm going to finish it, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So if you find yourself discouraged that you're not reaching your goals and you're not growing and building like you want to, take a look inward and see if there's something that you can change there. Whether you need to work on less, if you need to shut out your competition, make sacrifices, or stop feeling like everything needs to be perfect. Doing those things will help you reach your goals. By changing our mindset and by changing the way we perceive ourselves, we can reach our goals. Making these changes has helped me reach my goals. My Pinterest course is done, and I am launching it very soon. And I am so proud of myself. I finished this and I have worked so hard on it, and it has been a very, very long time coming. I am super excited to share the course with you, so sign up for the email list in this blog post and you will be one of the first to know about it. It's going to be great, and if anything, I'm just proud to finally accomplish this and reach my goal, and I hope that you will love it too.